Rasa Ride Sharing Company arasa.ca என்ற இணையதளத்துக்கு சென்று Rasa Drivers ஆப்பினை டவுன்லோட் செய்து டிரைவர்ஸாக வேலை வாய்ப்பை பெறுங்கள். மாதாந்தம் $4,000 வரை சம்பாதியுங்கள். வணிக நிறுவனங்கள் Rasa இணையதளத்தின் மூலம் மளிகை பொருட்கள் மற்றும் உணவுப் பொருட்களை விற்பதோடு வாடிக்கையாளர்களுக்கு டெலிவரி செய்யலாம். தமிழில் தகவல்களை அறியாளையுங்கள். GTA பற்றி 40 ஆண்டுகள் அறிந்து கொண்டவரும் வீடு விற்பனை துறை ஊடாக மக்களால் அறியப்பட்டவருமான சிவா பிள்ளை. 416-854-0005. Taxi broker licensed by City of Toronto.
Recording in
I
progress.
know the market is a little bit slow and demotivating the news from other peoples and market changes, but be steady. You are here today, this morning, at this time, early morning, at this time, you are here. That means you are motivated. There's a way to go. There's a way to go. As like every time I say, there's a way to go. Our life is ours. Okay. The today topic, geographical marketing. Geographical marketing, we're going to talk about that one, geographical marketing. Before we go, as usual, we talk first 5 to 10 minutes, we talk about the real estate industry and what we had to do to get clients and things. And the questions, I have some good questions. Salespeople called me this week, and 1 or 2 questions from the messages from this morning. And whatever the calls I receive, I discuss that one. The reason discussing the questions always give us more energy and more knowledge than the regular theoretical one. Okay, then first of all, again, we're going to start. Okay, this first 5 minutes, 10 minutes I talk, repeat the same thing again and again, because we know what we had to do, but we are not doing it. That's we had to understand. We had to understand to get in real success in real estate industry. What we had to do, are we doing it? That's a question we have. We know what we had to do, but we are not really focusing and we are not really doing it. That's the reason I repeat. Okay, real estate, again, is the same wording. Real estate is the system. The system works only if you follow every single day. It's like go to the fitness club. One day fitness club is not enough. Getting the membership is not enough. We had to go every day physically. We had to get up and go every day. Can be anything we can talk about that one. But real estate also is a system. The system we had to follow every single day, guys. Every single day we had to follow the system. Then only the real estate works. Real estate looks easier, but at the same time, so lots of things are involved. Real estate. Okay. Now the market changes. Don't let the message go to your head. The market is changing it. Market is changing it. We already talk about. Take it as a positive way for the changes. I know I met one of the travel agent. I didn't meet really, but our agent came and telling me he met a very close relative as a travel agent. So many realtors are going vacation and staying longer in the vacation because their excuse, the market is slow. No, totally I disagree with that one. Totally disagree. We had to bring our energy up. There are buyers and sellers always out there. We had to go out. Then only we could find them. That's my messages for you guys. Okay. Again, just to review again the prospecting. How many hours or how many methods you are prospecting? That's going to give you the ideas. That's going to give you the clients. Meeting more clients is more important to get success in the real estate industry. If you don't meet clients, you don't get success. You have to meet more clients. Prospecting. If somebody come to us and looking the house for 30-40 houses, they're looking at it and they're not buying it, go to the builder. Whose fault? It's our fault, partly our fault. We don't filter the clients. We don't filter the clients. We are working with only few clients, then you spend the time with them. No, we had to. Prospecting is very important. One of the prospecting method is the one I'm going to teach today, geographical farming. Then I come to that one later. Again, database follow-up, you group speaking, take it to your age group peoples, who is one easy group peoples, and take them and give some advice for the real estate industry. I know today interest rate is high. It doesn't matter. They can buy it and hold it. That we already seen it. We already seen the market never stay the same. Goes up and down is the same thing. Educate them based on the historical data. How can you get the historical data? Go to the MLS and everything is numbered. Get the historical data and explain to your clients. Make them buy. That's the only one I could say. Make them buy the real estate side. And explain to them Main Street properties have a potential. Toronto Main Street bungalows have a potential to go for three story, like it's going to be like Europe one day. Definitely Toronto going to be like England and France. Every main street, we're not going to see the grasses. It's going to be buildings because the population is getting higher. Immigrants are coming in. They need more money. Third, the coach houses are in London, Ontario, and Windsor. They are allowing the coach houses. We're putting the back. If we have the bigger land, you're extending the land, the backside, called coach houses, the rental part. In Toronto, they already announced it. If it is a back door, there's the street to the back door. You can put the garden shed. You can have the rental units. A lot of things explain to the clients and meet them more and more clients and do your marketing side. Friends and family, one marketing. Friends to friends, other marketing side. Database follow-up. You must have a database and follow it up every 2 weeks, at least every 2 weeks. Follow up the database and sell them. But exactly happening in the real estate market, and find the new builders where they're building it anywhere in Ontario. I know. I even see it. Calgary properties. Our agent was selling it, get the money. But Ontario is better. Find out where is Ontario. And if you go to the temple or church or mosque, wherever you go, talk to the people and lunch in the mosque, lunch in the temple is possible. You stand there and give yourself as a realtor, and you try to get the clients from anywhere you go. That's what I would say. Okay, I'm going to go through the questions now. After that one, we can go to the geographical farming. Go to the question now. There are a few questions we have today. There's the agents called me these questions. Okay, the first question. Our side agent was dealing with the seller. And the buyer asking for 2 weeks extension. When the buyer asked for the 2 weeks extension, as usual, she said to tell the buying agent, go to the lawyers. That lawyer didn't understand, looked like. They said, okay. But then she was explaining to the lawyer, okay, we can give the extension, 2 weeks extension. Seller agrees to give the 2 weeks extension and get some extra deposit or transaction the 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, the forfeiting the deposit and the regular basis. The lawyer didn't understand, and lawyer was telling our agent, you are the real estate agent, you had to handle this one. Then the new agent, but already one year plus, she called me and asked me about the more details. But I am trying to explain here. Extend the closing date is possible for both sides. We can, as an agent, we can extend the closing date, but at the same time, lawyers can extend the closing date. But the major difference between those two, if a realtor, if we are extending the closing date, what we're going to do, for example, say, what day is today? February. Okay, March 1st. March 1st is the original closing date. And we're going to change it to March 15. The major difference between the closing date changes with the amendment from the realtor and the lawyer. If the realtor make the amendment, if you guys make the amendment, what is that means? your contract, original purchase sale agreement of purchase sale, whatever the closing date is there, making an amendment, you are really moving the closing date from March 1st to March 15th. If the lawyer is doing the amendment, what he is going to do, he is keeping the closing date as it is March 1st. And he is giving the permission to close a transaction on the March 15th. And he asking per day, how much is the property taxes, how much is the mortgages, and what are the costs involved. He is asking the cost as a per diem cost, per diem cost we call, per diem only mortgage industry we call per diem, but anyway, per day cost he asking and getting the money for the first extension. And maybe if they ask the second extension, still the closing date is March. He may ask the second extension. Okay, if you don't close the transaction on the March maybe 28, we are going to forfeit the deposit. This is the lawyer's job. In this case, the difference between those two, extension is better to go from the lawyers. In that case, the seller can get the per day cost, per diem cost for the carrying cost. He get the carrying cost. And the second extension, no, we don't ask the first extension for the deposit forfeiting. Second extension, they can get the forfeiting deposit. In that case, at least we don't need to go through the small play course. For example, the deposit is, the meaning of the deposit is, if the buyer, you are working with, assume you are working with the seller, if the buyer doesn't close a transaction on the closing date, yes, the next day, deal is dead. After 6 p.m. After 6 p.m., the deal is dead, but we don't go to the 6 p.m. Next day, for example, you can even release the property back, and your seller can go to the paralegal and sue for the deposit. He can get the deposit within 6 months, but he has to wait 6 months at least. Okay, and there are two kinds of lawsuits come: either suing for the deposit or suing for the deposit and the damages. Damages means the market is dropping right now. For example, you sold it for a certain amount of money, and the market drops. What will happen? They can ask for the time adjustment, the price changes, or if they sell it for the lower price, he can ask that one. There are 2-3 different kinds for the lawsuit, but the deposit lawsuit, like, we can even go only for the depositing, the lawsuit for the deposit, get the deposit back, and later on we can ask for the other lawsuit. Anyway, but that's the way it works. But if it is a lawyer, if he put in the writing saying that one, okay, deposit doesn't close the transaction for the second extension, we are forfeiting the deposit. In that case, the seller doesn't need to go through the paralegal and file the courts and wait for 6 months to get the deposit back. It's just like that. That's the main difference. Okay. And the next question, the salesperson called me and he said he bought the property. It's a buyer side. He bought the property from the buyer side. The tenant's supposed to move out from this 28th of February. Then they're going to get the house on the 28th of February is a closing date, 28 or 27. Maybe we look at the holiday side. Yeah, I think 28. And the tenant's not going to move out. Then what happened? The other side, the seller side lawyer's argument saying that one, after you buy the property, we give the notice saying that, but not an affidavit and notice. The way it works, if the seller, you are buyer, we are with the buyer, the seller's property is tenanted. It's a basement tenanted or fully tenanted. What happened when after the purchase sale agreement you make, you had to give the notice or affidavit to the seller. I repeat again, the buyer side agent and the buyers have to give the notice and affidavit saying that one, affidavit means promissory, saying that one, we are going to move in this property. In that case, based on that one, seller is giving the N12 form saying that when buyer is going to move the property, you have to move out. This is the notice he is giving to the tenants. But if the tenant doesn't move out, there is a conflict here now. But your purchase sale agreement, you are putting the vacant position and everything, but the tenant doesn't move out. Still, the agreement is valid. You have to close a transaction and handle it. But how long you have to handle it, how much time you're going to spend, depends on the cost. You can charge it to the seller. But in this case, agent case, he said, our lawyer said, the Schedule B, he clearly marked. Maybe you don't read the Schedule B. Then the salesperson sent it to me, the Schedule B. what happened? The Schedule B mostly comes for deposit clauses and interest bearing account and this and that. Okay. But at the same time, here the Schedule B clearly mark. I have the schedule here. The Schedule B mark to give the tenants the request notice under the Residential Tenancy Act, the 2006 and Act number and everything in the timely manner. Okay, I don't read this one. I don't want to make it as boring. I'll explain the situation. They clearly mark here. If the buyer is going to move in, buyer had to give the affidavit. Seller can give the N12 notice to the tenants, but if the tenant doesn't move out, seller is not responsible. Buyer need to handle the tenants by himself. They put this clause in the Schedule B. Most of our agents, this is a mistake. Most of our agents feel like regular practice, the Schedule B is come out, the office policy, 24 hours notice for the deposits and certain things. But in this situation, they put it in the Schedule B. They never talk anything. Now deal is done. Now he is in trouble. He has to get it without any holding the money. I'd advise him before you see the Schedule B, advise him, close the transaction and tell the lawyer to hold some money. In that case, what are the lawsuits come or what are the losses come, even the tenants leave, they can break the house and leave. There are so many damages could cause, but this is a mistake from our agents. This happened, but we are working with every deals. We are working with the deal is $850,000 transaction, and today's mortgage rates and everything is going to be paying for the really a pain for the buyer. Who is the victim here? Our agents. We had to carefully look at the paperwork. We cannot say I don't look at the paperwork. The Schedule B. Similar case happened last year with the Schedule B, mostly happening in Oshawa. Careful if you are dealing with the houses in Oshawa, the companies. That company also, one of the Remax. I will. Okay, I don't want to bring the name of the company. Okay, anyway, Schedule B. Someday they're tricking it for the sales side. And what happened? One of the similar situation last year. Our own transaction. They put the Schedule B. What are the rental item and the lease item? Buyer agreed to take over. What are the rental item and the lease item? Buyer ready to. When they close the transaction, hot water tank, and furnace, hot water tank, and waterless heating system for the hot water heating system, and the furnace, I believe, was rental items. Rental item. In order to pay that money and clear it out, this is not a rental item. It's a rent to own lease item. That's cost around $12,000 for the buyers. Then we went to the we filed the courts. The buyer filed the courts, but the rent we filed the case. But according to the Schedule B, the rental company said no, you had to get it because the Schedule B is there. There are Schedule B, guys, but please don't ignore it. Please don't ignore the Schedule B. We are realtors. We are making money with each and every deal. We go through these kind of issues. We don't get the referral from the clients. But carefully read it. Whether you full-time agent or part-time agent, doesn't matter. Please carefully read those ones. Otherwise, we lose our reputation. And other question came from the text message question. Under the new rule, January 1st, we all know. We all understand the new rules came out on the January 1st. There are a few things. We discussed that one few times here, but I'm going to go through again because you guys need that one. If somebody buy the property after January 1st, they had to keep it 1 year in order to make it as a capital property. I want to use the word again. I want to repeat this again. There's lots of misunderstanding. If somebody buy the property after January 1st, to make it as a capital property, you had to keep it at 365 days. They didn't use the word 1 year. 365 days is obviously 1 year, but sometimes the yearly lapse for the January to December misunderstanding, they said only 365 days. If you had to keep it in order to get the capital gain access. Otherwise, what will happen is go as a business gain. But the agent asking me here, after the new changes, what is a penalty? What is a penalty to sell the property? There is no word is here penalty. Everybody have their rights. If you buy the property and sell the property in 2 months, that's not a violation. You are not breaking any Canadian law. You are not breaking any act. This is not a violation, but you are only want to pay for the different kind of reporting method. In other words, reporting method for the income tax is a different. Income tax side, if you're keeping 365 days and more, that's coming as a capital, paying the capital gain. If you are selling it with less than 365 days, that's going to be a business income and business profit. Okay. As a realtor, what you need to know, you can't sell it. Don't stop yourself, because we are realtor. Person who buy and sell, that's his business. As a government side, what they're looking for, if you make money, pay some extra tax. If you keep it 1 year as a capital gain, then pay only 50% of the gain as a capital gain. But you don't have anything in your head as a different mindset, and don't stop your listing. Even honestly saying, one agent asked me, can I tell them to wait 1 more year? I said, if you tell them to wait 1 more year, you don't get the listing. Maybe his uncle and auntie come and buy, market might change. So many things happen. You need the deal today. Advice, tell them to go to their own lawyers and own accountants to get their tax advice and capital gain advice and HST credit advice and everything from their own. As a realtor, yes, you should know, limit your advice and be ready to sell more houses in this kind of market. If somebody want to make 80,000 profit, how much tax going to pay? What are the tax pay? That's a government, the federal government regulation. Still they make more money. Don't lose your commissions, okay? Sorry. The next one. Is there any new law came for the property flippers? That's mean the first question he assume it actually they buy it from the builder. That's his assumption for this question guy. Agent who sent this question, his assumption he buy it from the builder. He bought the house from the builder and selling it. And the next one, he's talking about the people who buy the property and renovate the property and sell the property. Is there any special law came? There's no special law limiting whether you buy from the builder or you as a resale. Once you buy the residential property, keep 1 year. As a, for example, person who there are professionals, they're buying and renovating and flipping it. That's the profession they are doing it. They can continue to do. But even now or before, even last year or 2 years ago, if somebody buy and renovate the property and flip the property, even those days, they became as a inventory guys, real estate product, not a capital gain. That's an inventory. In this case, there is no difference between last year and this year for the property flippers. Okay, this is regular one. These two questions I get this morning. If you have any good questions, send it to the chat box. And another announcement today, before I start the geographical farming, the Home Life head office site. Home Life head office, send the email. I think you guys also get the email from the office as well as directly from the Home Life site. Then deadline for the submission correction. But okay, for example, whenever last 3 years during the pandemic, we don't have any awards. The award nights, guys, you want to spend only 2-3 minutes, not making too long. Award nights, Home Life Future, we are doing the award nights. That's my own choice. I'm doing it myself. Most of the companies doesn't do the award nights they own. They may do it with a very, very lower scale. Even some Remax companies saying, we don't want to get in trouble with any of the top producer and other producers and everything. Let the head office handle it. And they get together and the parties only. They don't get involved for the award nights. Okay, Home Life, they have an award nights. Every year they have an award nights. But last 3 years during the pandemic, they canceled. 2020, 21, 22, that's canceled. This year, they're going back after 3 years. What does that means is, as a new agent and you don't know about the Home Life system, okay, head office award night. Every year they move to different places. Now they are arranging it at Fallsview Casino Resort in Niagara Falls. on the May 5th, 2023. That award based on whatever the award we give you in the our award night. They send the certificate to the office. We send a message for you guys. I don't know how many of you look at the award. Look at the messages. Okay, what do you have to do? What do you have to do? They are giving Homeland head office giving, make it short, two deadlines. Number one deadline is Tuesday afternoon 5 o'clock. You have to pick up the awards from the award certificates from the office and see your names. Any spell mistake in the names, you change it. I told our staff, in case the agent doesn't come, you guys check it and send out back. We found only 2 people having some spell mistakes for the 10 years anniversary site. Other than that, we don't find anything. But anyway, this is your obligation. After the award day, don't tell me that your spell the names missing or anything. Home Life is not going to change it. Home Life head office is not going to change it. Okay. All right. That's award. Deadline is Tuesday at 5 p.m. Please come and collect a certificate and check it out. Second thing, what you had to do, you had to enroll. You had to enroll for the award. That's nothing to do with Home Life Future. Is your own choice. Pick up the award at the national award. Even though you are a Home Life member, I'm paying the franchise fees for everybody. But if you want to go, you have to go and enroll yourself with the Home Life website. And there's a fees involved. I believe last year $120 fees. The page I have, you may have it, that one around $100 the particular day. If you want to bring any visitors, just you can bring the guest, either your kids or husband, spouses, or anybody you can bring it. Other than the mortgage brokers, I believe mortgage brokers. They have some restrictions for the guest restrictions for the mortgage brokers. Other than the mortgage brokers, your family members you can bring. I repeat again, you had to register yourself by. Don't delay. Today is February 18th. By February 28th. I believe it's March 7th. I believe, but do it by February 28th if you want to register it. Mostly from Home Life, we gave at least 30-40 agents always register and come. We get capture 4 tables. Why not do it this year too? We can discuss very close to how many agents I enroll and everything for the transportation side and everything. We can discuss later on. But at this moment, there's your own choice. You have to pick up the certificate and check the names and go there and register it. Then you can get the awards from Andrew Simaran, our founder and CEO in the award. That's good to go to that Home Life. I encourage everybody to go to the International Award Conference. You can see the people. When you come to our own Home Life party, you get motivated. Our agents make millions and more. But if you go to the Home Life head office one, you can see how many agents are coming and getting the awards. That's the different kind of feeling you will get. That's Friday, May 5th, 2023, guys. All right. That's it for today right now. And I'm going to start with our geographical farming.
Good morning, Tulana.
Sure, go ahead.
Can I ask a question about the tenant part?
Can you repeat again? Mohan?
Okay, my question is, there's a property in Markham listed for sale, and the property is a bank sale. CABC is putting it as a bank sale.
Mortgage, okay, power of sale property, okay.
Power of sale property. And there's a tenant. The closing possession date says 30 days. So my client asked me, can we go look at it? So my question for you is, there's tenanted, it's a bank sale. If you get the property, obviously we're going to ask for vacant possession. If the tenant doesn't move, it goes to the buyer, right? I don't think the bank will worry about the tenant moving or not moving, right?
Thank you so much for the good question about the power of sale side, Mohan. Yes. Okay. What happened? The power of sale mean the bank is not the owner of the property. Bank going to recover the money back. What are the mortgage payment back? They want to sell the property. They can gain or they can lose, but the different story. If they gain money, they had to give it to the original owner. If they lose money, they had to go to the different way of the collection. But if the bank sell, there is whatever is there, they don't have any disclosure saying that one they had to vacate the properties, or they had to fix the property, or any damages there, any water leaks there, anything there, because they don't know the condition of the property. The power of sale clauses saying from the bank, whatever is there, you had to take it, you had to take over. Either can be a tenant, or any problems comes there, they are not guaranteed. That's called power of sale. In your situation, yes, they're putting for the 30 days clause. If the tenant there, they're not going to give you the open, they're not going to give you for the vacant position. What will happen? You can ask the purchase sale agreement. The vacant position clause is there. Yes, vacant position clause is there. Either the vacant position clause they will cross it out when you make an offer, or else what they will do. The power of sale clauses have more power. They come into the power more than the regular standard clauses by ORIA. In this case, my assumption, 99.9% chances, if you ask for the vacant position, they are not going to take your offers. They don't want to go through the paralegal and kick out the tenants and everything. No, they can reduce the price. Banks are banks. They are the money peoples. They can what they do. They can reduce the price, and whoever take over the tenants and sell the property, that's the offer they want to take it. They don't agree to give the vacant position in throughout my experience. Once you send the offer, they will cross out the clauses, vacant position clauses, plus the Schedule C bank clauses clearly mark they are not responsible for anything. But if it is a marijuana growth, previously marijuana growth happened, and the bank listed in the marijuana side, what will happen? There's an exception than anything else. Either water leak doesn't leak, or electricity, no electricity, heater work, heater doesn't work, doesn't matter. That's power of sale. Get it as is. But the marijuana, if the owner or tenants grow marijuana, and that was seized by the police and everything, that house listed. In this case, what happened? They had to disclose the tenants. The new buyer, the banks, even though power of sale, they had to disclose any legal activities happen that particular property. What will happen? They don't put it in the MLS. But after you send that one, they will send you a disclosure saying that one, the former marijuana growth properties. In this case, they will disclose to you before the buyer signed the final acceptance of the offer. But I see in many places, if they send the disclosure, after that one, they reduce the price big time, that particular offer, because they knew they are sending the marijuana issues after the negotiation only. Yeah? But that's only for, so far my experience, marijuana chemical lab and marijuana grow houses. The tenant issue one, yes, you have to get it as is and do it. They will cross out the clauses.
Yeah, this is a tenant, and they don't have a inside picture of it, assuming the tenant is not cooperating, maybe. But I'm trying to not to encourage this tenant with the bank sale. It's rather move on to something new.
Mohan, just a no answer. I know the way you do, very carefully you make the deals. My side is just a no answer. Okay, all money game. We playing for the money game. Okay, if somebody is willing to take the tenants and 6 months, you say 6 months, the monthly cost for the house, carrying the cost for the house, say $4,000 a month to carry the house, 6 months, maximum of 6 months, even though tenant doesn't pay. We are talking about less than $30,000. If you get a better deal, good deal, at least you see the house condition of the house inside. If you see the house condition of the house, if you're getting the better bargain, I seen many people get the house without seeing it. When it's got a power of sale, yes, it's a dollar game. If you can get a good price, don't discourage, Mohan. If you are a real estate realtor, don't discourage. Tell the client, make the client anything we can do as long as the client understand. If the clients understand, the particular property is cheaper and I'm going to buy it. I'm going to take a chance. I have a paralegal to fight, kick out the tenants, and I'm going to do all this one. Yes, why not? You can do that one. But keep it there, but go for a low offers and try. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Selva. I'm going to go see it anyway, but just getting there.
Go to see it. If they let you go inside, the condition reasonably good. But sometimes the humans are human. Human to human is different. Tenants, you may pay for $2,000 cash or $3,000 cash or $5,000 cash. If you move out today, then I'll give you some money. You never know. You can do, not you. I don't want to say the word use in the public. I'm talking as a realtor. You don't have the rights. Your clients can talk about that one. In that case, possibilities are there all the time. If the price is good, if the power of sale price, why not?
Thank you, Selva.
Okay, guys. Then we can. Anybody have any question? I have one chat question.
Selvana.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mahesh.
Selvana, vanakkam. Good morning. I have a question. Is one question. I have a buyer, but she like the same complex. It was in the market a few weeks ago, but then they terminated. I called the agent, listing agent, and they said they have a loan more. I mean, they have a mortgage is more than the market price.
Market price. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Then my buyer like that complex. She like to go in there, but is it possible to I can go to the seller and directly knock the door and ask them, but she doesn't want to pay that much price. They have a 525 bank loan. The agent told me, but its market price around 450.
Okay, Mahesh, it's an amazing question. It's covering lots of areas. This one. Okay. The first of all, okay, the listing was there, and the agent listed, and finally agent find out the how much is the cost to clear the loans and everything. First mortgage, second mortgage, third mortgage, or the market drops right now. What are the reasons they have? Okay, the part is here. If the seller is not willing to, okay, please careful, Mahesh and everybody else. If the seller not willing to put extra money to close a transaction, even though you work hard, what will happen to closing date? You're not going to get the house closed. Second thing, you don't get the commission. The reason, the priority is first, Canada Revenue Agency payments. Second one, property taxes. Third one, first mortgage, second mortgage, third mortgage clearing out. Even though sometimes, say for example, rather than losing everything, the third mortgage guy is having $100,000 and he can recover only $25,000. He might go with 25,000 discharge and he can suffer loss, so she can go for a second lawsuit. Can happen many other things, but at the same time, your commission part is in question right now. Not question. Clearly, your question mark. Maybe whatever deposit you are getting from the buyer, that deposit in the trust account with the real estate officers, if they don't demand that one, that's one can cheer the listing agent and the buying agent. Other than that, we work for free of charges. You don't get the commission. Second thing, if this particular house, if the bank loan is higher, it's already they put the listing. That's mean what you can expect. Within 3 months, it's going to be power of sale.
Yes.
She doesn't have. But then what you have to do, you have to monitor the house everyday basis. When the power of sale going to come. Maybe what you can do, you can go to the Terra view. You can go to the purview from the mortgage people's have it and see who's the bank on it and all kind of things. And you can monitor it. The house when it's come to power of sale, maybe your clients can buy the lower price too. But other questions you ask me, can I go and knock the door? We already terminated. Knock the door. The issue is here right now again. The previously was listed. Now the property is introducing to you listing. Who introduced the house? Previous listing introduced the house. According to the Privacy Act, as a broker record, I am telling you, as a salesperson, whatever you do, I am not limiting it. Based on the listing termination, if you go there, that kind of violation is there. But you are not breaking the other contract because other contract is terminated. But still, the Privacy Act, But in that case, if you go knock the door, don't knock that particular door. At least knock few door in the street. In that case, you are safe in case any legal issues come. But even though you knock the door and ask them, if the seller is not willing to clear the mortgages out, Mahesh, if your buyer like it, you have to work for free of this. You are not going to get the commission on this deal. My advice to you, just he like it. This is not the only house in this world. Maybe tell your client, yeah, he like the location, numbers and direction and morning sunlight, evening sunlight and everything. But at the same time, you follow up for the power of sale as well as look at the similar houses.
Okay. And also one more question.
Sure.
And also the same with the same question. In the future, when we get the listing, how do we find out the this kind of situation when we get the listing?
When you're getting the listing, okay, there is in our days mandatory part in our days. I talk about late 90s and until 2004, I believe. The mandatory part, seller's expense sheet. Every realtor has to carry the seller's expense sheet. And we had to get the mortgage. We had to mortgage discharge. The reason, if they have a 5 years mortgage, and only after 2 years they were discharged. In my experience, I seen 46,000 makes the highest penalty the Canada Trust charge one time from our clients. That's kind of things the client doesn't know, and how many mortgage they have. You can ask that question. But Mahesh, the thing is, check it out. You check it out yourself rather than asking the clients. Per view, if we know the mortgage brokers, you can ask them per view. Per view cost them to pull only $7, maximum $10. Maybe you can pay the money to the guys and $10 and pull the per view. On the per view, they mark. It's a program look like our Geographic house. You can see the house details when they bought the house and how much the prices they bought. And the purview going to give them mortgage details, but not the current value, the value registered. For example, today you pull the purview today, and February 18, they bought the house in 2021 March or whatever. The time 2021 March, how much mortgage was registered in the house, that's going to give you the purview. It's a very basic $10 report. In that case, you can get some idea. Or else, if the clients are close to you and reasonably good, you can ask. The reason I don't encourage too much that one, you need to list the property. Sometimes the good people, they can put their own money to close the transaction too, man. They don't want to get in there. They spoil the credit for $25,000 and $50,000. If they want to spoil the credit, they have to go for millions maybe. It depends on the person. In that case, Mahesh, yes, you can find out by yourself. These are the situations come once in a blue moon.
Okay. One more quick question.
Go ahead. It's good to have the questions are good because there's so much information come. More and participate and ask the question. Everything's good for everybody. Okay.
Capital gain. My seller sold the property, and
that's okay. Wait, before you go, use the word capital gain. It's a primary residence or a rental property.
Primary. She lived there and she sold it. She has in a capital gain, but she planned to buy downsize now without mortgage. But the capital gain is recently sold. Capital gain, the tax, when she closed, she had to pay, or the next year when the taxation?
Your question, Mahesh, is there's a misunderstanding is there. Okay, I ask you whether it's a primary residence or a rental property. If the primary resident in Canada, we are fortunate peoples, not like other countries. Other countries, they have the limitation. Canada, if we sell the property as a primary resident, there's no capital gain at all. They bought it for 200,000, 800,000, 600,000 profit. No, nothing. Even though you make million, 2 million, 3 million, doesn't matter. There's no capital gain. There's no ceiling. That's an advantage of Canada. Even other countries, England or other countries, they are ceiling for 300,000 pounds, 500,000 pounds, and there are different ceiling. Here, still primary resident capital gain is free. If the capital gain, when is the capital gain come? I have over 90 sales people, then I can give you this knowledge. If the capital gain side, if the property under the corporation side, if you buy the property under the corporation, still you live there. That's under the buying the corporation and you live there. The capital gain limited to, I think, 890,000, say up to 900,000. Still, capital gain. That's mean the profit is 2 million. We are talking about 1.8 million profit. Capital gain exemption. The primary residence category, capital gain, there's no capital gain. We are taking the advantage on that one. But answer your question, if a similar question, if it's a rental property, okay? You ask me when the reporting time and reporting period. Okay. If it is a rental property, yes, the capital gain is there. The capital gain is there. That capital gain for the rental property, you had to report. You had to report during the tax season, during their personal tax. If the property under the name, not the corporation, under the name, in that case, they are every citizen's reporting period is January to December. Then your reporting period that particular year, when you file the tax, you had to include that one. You had to include the capital gain taxes if it's a rental property. Okay, not a primary residence. Rental property, capital gain, you had to include that one and pay that time. But exceptions are there for the non-resident peoples. The non-resident, if the non-resident sell it, he has to pay for the capital gain taxes immediately with the lawyer. The non-resident, they don't want to pay the money because non-resident doesn't pay back. The other countries, the Canada Money Agency doesn't want to go and claim them. In that case, non-resident, when they sell the property, lawyers responsible to pay the money from the sale of the property to the government. After that one, they had to file it, their own non-resident tax they file and get the capital gain. But other capital gain they had to pay and the rest of the money they back. The time of the sale of the time they filing it only for non-residents. Residents are filing it their own. That's a privilege we have in Canada as a Canadian citizens.
Thank you so much. You touch everything. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for the question, guys. I really appreciate for the questions.
Hi, Selva. This is Gauhar.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. If a small company, the brokerage, real estate brokerage, doesn't want to pay the commission, what is your advice?
It's not the real estate brokerage doesn't want to pay the commission, Sagar. We went through so many things here. I don't bring those one because I don't want to bring you guys a negative feeling of the industry. Okay, what happened? The commission from the seller. Okay, for example, whether big company or small company doesn't matter. Okay, what happened after the sale? The real estate office, they have a commission. They have a deposit in their trust account. The balance of the deposit, say the total deposit is $30,000. It's in the trust account. Total commission is $42,000. The $12,000, what the real estate office does, they had to send the invoice before the closing date. Before the closing date, we had to send the invoice, any real estate office, send the invoice to the seller's lawyer for the balance of commission. But seller's lawyer doesn't have any agreement with the real estate office to pay the money. As a courtesy, seller's lawyer going to pay. For the seller, if the seller doesn't have enough money, seller is a tricky person, telling the lawyer, let me handle the commission. You don't need to pay for that one. You only do your part. In that case, what will happen? The two things can happen here. Okay, one, the lawyer doesn't have the money because the payout. The previous question, Mahesh asked. Mahesh asked the previous question. If they don't have enough money to pay, the commission, the real estate office doesn't get the commission. The commission agreement. If you guys read the commission agreement carefully for the listing. If the house successfully sold and the seller have the money to pay, you get the commission. If the house, for example, you finish all your work and house doesn't close, you can go for a lawsuit. No, you don't get the commission because the lawsuit doesn't apply. There's no successful transaction. Second thing, if the seller block the lawyer not to pay, because lawyer can say, I don't have any agreement with your real estate office to pay. As a courtesy, we are doing it. Seller said doesn't want to pay you. You go back to seller. In that case, what the real estate office is supposed to do? The real estate office has to look at it and go to the seller. seller and ask the money. Seller can run away from with not to paying, and the real estate office had to go for the lawsuit and file the lawsuit. That they go for the lawsuit only if the guy is reasonably good to get collect the money back. For example, what they do, if they before they go for a lawsuit, they go and pull the name in the database and see if they have any other houses or any other properties in all over Canada. Mostly easy to check Ontario, but we can check all over Canada with the lawyer's title. If they have any other houses, yes, we can go for the lawsuit and try to collect. If the guy doesn't have any houses or anything, we can't able to collect. Look at here, the government of Canada, the pandemic benefit, they paid $16 billion, not one or two, $16 billion. They said they are not going to collect because the clients who pay the money, even though we find out they are fraud, they don't have money to pay. Our labor cost is waste. In that case, we are not going to collect. That's the government of Canada announced it 2 weeks ago. The same thing, the real estate office, if they want to spend time, they have to see the client is valid. I can tell you, even our side, our agent doesn't collect the transaction. Our side agent, we said didn't get the full commission, only partial commission, and we send the letters and go for a lawsuit. And we ask them to go for a lawsuit. We can pay we can contribute the cost if we don't get the commission back and everything. Very, very rare cases we get back. This has happened very rarely, but some people are tricky. And we, believe me or not, we are doing one of the transaction, Viverton Builder, not even regular small company. Viverton Builder, one of the Goldwell bankers. Maybe you guys experience the agents who doesn't collect the commission. Maybe in the group today, 92 people are there right now. You maybe in the group too. Viverton, I think our office sold around 200 plus units in that Viverton the project. The transaction closed 3-4 years ago, and slowly, and still around 60 deals. 60 is a big number, 60. Partial commission only we received. They didn't pay the full commission yet. Then the Goldwell Bank is filing the lawsuit with the builder. Builder is building different places now, but they are going after the builder with the lawsuit. Okay, so here the thing is the commission seller doesn't pay the commission, real estate office nothing they can do. But this doesn't happen usually. These are always, there are some bad apples are there. That's what I can say. I can tell you. Small office, big office doesn't matter. This is happening. You go ahead if you have more question.
Yeah, like in this case, listing agent has a $50,000 deposit. So they have enough money for the commission. So
Okay.
Is it possible they can do a bad apple type of
No,
things?
no. If they have the law saying the deposit money belongs to the buyer's money. They cannot release under the transaction clause. After the transaction clause, if there are any shortfalls for the seller, they want to use the deposit, trust deposit, they can only issue the balance of the commission. Again, balance of the commission to the seller's lawyer can undertake. Undertake means if the transaction doesn't close, they have to give back to the real estate office. That's kind of undertaking they want to use it. For example, today is a closing day. Your total commission from sellers and selling agent and buying agent, including HSC, 42,000, 52,000 sitting there. $8,000. The seller's lawyer can say, give me the money, $8,000. The balance of the commission supposed to go to the seller one day. We need the money to close the deal now. Then lawyer has to send the undertaking letter to the real estate office. If the transaction doesn't close, we will give back the money to you. We will keep the money in the trust until the deal close. But there are some exception there, sir. If the both party lawyers, I'm talking about the both party lawyers, seller's lawyer and the buyer's lawyers, they are both agrees, and they have short of $15,000. For example, your case, $15,000 short for the seller to close a transaction. Rather than losing everything, they can ask as the rest of the money as a promissory note, the seller going to pay the further date and everything, then they can reduce the commission and happen. Honestly saying, this never happened to my office, those one. But in theoretically, I studied those one. The both party lawyers and both party lawyers request to the real estate office, and the clients agrees. Yes, we had to release that one and reduce the commission part. After that, part of the commission is there based on the percentage ratio. We pay for the listing office as well as the brokerage office.
Thank you, Selva.
Okay. Okay, I have some chat box, some question, but I am not going that one because today's more agents are here to listen to geographical farming. We already have 35 minutes. I'm going to start with the topic. If I have some time, I will explain the chat box. Sorry, I didn't read the chat box yet. Whoever sent out the message for chat box, don't get me wrong, it's already timing up. Okay, geographical farming. Geographical farming, the reason I send out geographical farming, the prospecting, geographical farming, guys, is one of the prospecting method. Prospecting method, every realtors, I'm going to back to some discussion before we go to geographical farming. Just 1 minute. Everyone, we should have a comfortable recruiting method and prospecting method we should have. As I said, the friend to friends, emailing method, social medias, Facebook, Instagram, the TikTok, and those kind of methods, and open houses, group speaking, go to the temple and speak, those kind of things. And geographical farming is one of the method. Geographical farming. The reason, for example, once you start real estate, you know only the peoples, your friends and families and certain community peoples, only you know. But if you want to get success, you have to go to the unknown. Unknown is millions and millions of people surrounding with us. Then how we can go to the unknown to do our real estate transaction. This is called geographical farming. As our community, we are lucky people. We have the community ties there. Community tie, which municipality in Sri Lanka we born, and which temple we go to, which store we talk to, and his friends and everything. We are community type peoples. But the regular person, regular Canadian, he want to start real estate. He may not have a tie like us. Even the weddings, only 50 people go there. Eh? Not like us, 500 people go to the weddings and parties. In this case, they look for the unknown peoples for the farm, the real estate industry. That's called geographical farming. Geographical farming, you have to go with an area and select the area and do your farming. Farming means your advertisement and getting the approaches. You know that one. Do your farming in that particular area. That's called geographical farming. I'm going to go through step by step how we're going to do the geographical farming effectively. Okay, for example, one, you have to select the area. When you go and select the area, I'm going to go more details of the selecting the area. But when you select the area, don't select the area in your neighborhood, unless otherwise we are very neighborhood friendly. The house you live there, you always give the street barbecue free for peoples, and what kind of friendly person, and you can deal with any level of people, youngsters, the older peoples, and any community peoples you can deal. You can do your same neighborhood. Other than that, don't go to the house you live. The main part, Richard Robbins always say, you don't want to see after you do all the barbecue and all the place and everything, the next neighbor or the same street with other sales sign, that still hurts you every single day, bring energy down. In this case, he always say, go out and do the farming, select the farming area. And to select the farming area, what you have to do, you have to study that area. You have to study the area very well. But what are the things you have to study? If you have a pen, if you want to make a note, just make a note or note. Okay, you have to study about the area and the neighborhood. What kind of communities living there? What communities moving out and moving in? That's very important. One of the time I can say Markham and Eglinton. Mostly Sri Lankan people was living there, and they move out to where? We move out to Markham and the different areas. Now, which community moving in through the Danforth? I don't want to use a name, but if we are using we are doing the marketing that particular area, you should study the neighborhood, study who is moving in and who is moving out. That's very important. Plus schools. which schools are there, what kind of schools are there, junior school up to grade 6 or up to grade 8, any special program they have in the school. For example, take it out Markham and Ellesmere. I'm talking about the area close to me. If you guys living in different areas, don't get me wrong, you can do your own research. Say Markham and Ellesmere area, Woburn and other junior schools, they are rich schools. They may have some problems too, but at the same time, they have enough donation. They already have it, and they spend more money for the kids. Learn about the schools and the bus. Bus is important. If there are any midnight bus services is there for that area, when you do the flyers and everything, you have to know the area very well. You have to study the area very well when you do the farming that area. And go stations, age group of the houses. You had to have a difference between the same. Take the road Vettyvel than Markham. Vettyvel, if you are taking the Vettyvel area, Vettyvel and Shepherd and Vettyvel and different than Vettyvel and Ellesmere and South. Then the different level of different houses, different structure of the houses, and different age group of the houses. Which age group is living there? You have to do all the studies. And year build, especially if you are going to the farming for the new complex, you can see how many years that house is old, and who was the builder build, and those kind of information you have to get, because you're going to do the marketing in that area. And there's another one called mostly if you go and see in the YouTubes or Googles, they always show absorption rate, minimum 6%. What that means is, if you see 100 listing come to that area, we have to see first how many units are available and how many units come to the market, and the sales ratio. They're saying 6%, minimum 6% sale ratios there, that area. If you don't know that calculation, just to see where you get more listings come. For example, I'm going to compare two places right now to make you understand. Say Markham and Shepherd. Markham and Shepherd, I always, any meetings I said, Markham and Shepherd, I said, I pick that area always. This is a 10 years old area, Markham and Shepherd, the Rosebank townhouses, and the condos townhouses, and that area. Say that's one of the area I like it. You pick in that area, or else Danforth and Brimley area, the townhouses are there. The reason I'm saying townhouses, there's a reason behind. That area is there. You can see where you're getting the listing from. Where are you getting the listing? You can see always some listing. In that case, the sellers are there, always there. If you want to see that one. Say another example, you can pick it Brimley and Lawrence area. It was a nice area, but it's older houses, bungalow houses. The community who lives there, they don't want to sell it. They're living there already 30 years. They live there. 1 or 2 houses come for sale. The kids grown up that area. The seniors live there. Just picking some example, guys. Again, you may see so many different things. Some pockets move really fast, slowly. Some pockets move really fast. Where the pockets move really fast, then new places. One of the time you can see Markham and Seals. Every single agent was marketing the Markham and Seals because the new area, Markham and Seals 10 years ago, people whoever come in, they move. If the owners live there for 20 years, they are attached to the property, they attach the convenience store, they attach the laundry guys, they attach the restaurants, and they don't move right away. They wait until the next generation come and sell, something like that. In that case, my advice to you guys, selecting area. By the way, if you guys know our agent, Mr. Aaron Chelapa, I don't know whether he's today or not. He went for vacation and came back, and I can see only one screen. We have 4 screens today. He became one of the very good in geographical farming in the Bellamy and Eglinton area. Hope you can ask him for the advice. Maybe I don't know if you are in the meeting, please come out. We need the advice always. He did very good in our time for the geographical farming. He's still doing it, I believe. He always get the listing in the Bellamy and Eglinton area. I know, sir, many agents stick with one area. And selecting the area, guys, again, come back. The complex are much better. Based on the time, more units are available. You have more chances to more chances. Say yesterday, one of the agent come and talk to me. I said I told him few areas. And look at the Shepherd and Meadow area. There are lots of units are there. How many agents market doesn't matter. You get the chances. And there are new complexes less than some arguments. Some people say less than 5 years more trendy. And I can say up to 5-10 years complex. And is a townhouses, houses, detached houses, townhouses, detached houses, semi houses, and everything complex is really good for the marketing side. Then select the area like that. Where do you go to market? And the next one, marketing material. Marketing material, you're going to prepare the marketing material. When you're going to prepare the marketing material, what kind of method you're going to use, who you're going to use to deliver the materials. Based on that one, do the marketing material. In my advice, we had to do ourselves rather than hire somebody and paying. Hiring for people to do those jobs, if you feel like your time is more value. If your time is more value means you hire someone. One of the time I saw the Walmart survey. If they hire one staff, they pay $30,000 salary, their income increase 120,000. The Walmart survey, I saw it 4 times more. If they hire one staff, there are so many things involved, but the immediate store side. Okay, hiring staff means your time is more value. You don't have it. If you have a time, don't hire. You go yourself. That's my advice. You go yourself and do the farming side. Okay, more than that one. First, what are the materials you can do? Number one, my preference is number one preference. It's a door hangers. Door hangers. You don't need to go to the post box. Post box are now is changed. One of the days, post box are in every houses. Post box are coming out to the different locations. And the post box, they put the green bin beside that one. Whoever take it, they throw it out right away and everything. If we are doing the small houses, semi houses, townhouse complex, I prefer the door hangers. When you make the door hangers, don't make it too long. No, don't make it too long. Reasonable size, 1 feet, 12 inches or maximum 18 inches. Reasonably keeping the side. Make the door hangers. But when you make the door hangers, careful. Some other mortgage companies or insurance agent might come and ask, I print the door hangers. Can I put one side my pictures? Never go to those things. The chances, 50% chances you're going to lose after your hard work. Both sides put your pictures. Both sides put your pictures. And when you make the door hangers, the advantage for the door hangers, I believe you don't need to touch anywhere, whichever the houses you go, there's the door. It's not automatic move houses yet in Canada. We have houses. Every houses we have a doors. Then any doors you can hang it out. That the second, the one advantage when is the door hanger there. We put the door hanger. They are not going to throw it out right away. They at least take it there and inside putting the dining table or the table with the handbag or the regular briefcase. They put it there. At least stay in the table for a few days before go to the green bench. Okay. Then in that case you can force. They can see your face. You are forcing them to see your faces. Okay, that's a no hanger prefer, guys. The second thing is a regular postcard size players. Yes, postcard size players is good. You can push it inside. This is going to be inside the house, but you're going closer to the door. Sometimes, yes, you can make that one. And the next one, if you are going to send us a condos, you're going to do the geographical market, the geographical farming for the condos, no choice. You have to go to the Canada Post and send out to the condos, but don't pay the money for the regular houses or townhouses. You go yourself, walk in yourself. In that case, you get more experience. You can see the people. They can talk to you. If somebody wanted to sell it, they can. When you put the flyers, they can come and ask you right away. Are you an agent? And you have more chances, but you have to expose the area. Okay. Other thing for the marketing side, more the marketing side, farming side, you can do the direct mailing. The two ways some agents do through the Canada Post, the unaddressed mails. Unaddressed mails mean not the flyers. You are putting some information inside because as a regular mail, there are thick papers you can do. Then you can put your resume, like a kind of your marketing material you can do. What kind of marketing you do, how long you've been in the market, and certain things you can do that one. Some agent does. direct mailing. That means they go there and they pull the database in the street database, pull that street database and directly sending out. That's expensive from the sending that one. Which area you can use that one? If it is $1 million houses not close by each other, you can't even go inside. There's a door. There's a gate in there's a gate. You can go in, something like that. You can do that kind of address mail marketing. That's also coming under the farming. Some people does handwritten notes. Always say, I think it's a trainer Brian Murphy, I believe, if I am right. Always say handwritten notes. Handwritten notes are the best one for the even though you spend time, or else one handwritten you can get the color copies, pretend like you write it and you sign it, something like that. That works. Those are the one. It's only small neighborhood you can do that one. And selecting the area is my advice for everybody in the group right now. Is complex. Townhouses, semi houses, detached houses. And the next one is delivery method. How you going to do the delivery method? The farming is called two kind of farming is involved. 14 days farming. This is from David Knox. The guy, I will put the video for you guys in a party. Can't put the video for a party. He's one of the trainer like Mike Ferry. He's not famous in Canada much, but US he's much famous than David Knox. Mike Ferry. He always say the farming is supposed to be two kind of farming: 14 days farming or 21 days farming. Depends on the month of the year. For example, if you are doing the farming right now, month of February, your farming is going to be definitely going to be 14 days farming because you are targeting the spring market. January, February market slow doesn't mean market is slow. Every year market start to pick up in the April. Why market start to pick up in the April? Not only the weather, the school ending in June end school end. When the school end, June end school end, the owners want to move out to different school. They don't want to break the school in the middle. They wait for the June end. That's one of the reason. The highest deal in the year for the lawyer side. It's not my side. Lawyers, according to the lawyers statistics, June 30th is the highest transaction each and every lawyers does throughout January to December. Then don't pick the day June 30th, either before or after. Okay. All right. Anyway, April, the markets come out based on the school years. In that case, you're going to do 14 days farming and 21 days farming. What you have to do, when you see your farming materials is ready, you have to make a business plan. How many days you're going to do the farming? How many days, how many hours you can spend? This is all up to you. Nobody can determine that one. But again, always Mike Ferry style. Your schedule, nobody can break it, including yourself. That kind of strong mindset you should have when you make the schedule, okay? And you are doing for say 1 hour, maximum 1 hour you're going to spend. Don't go more than 3-4 hours and get tired and then you will stop after that one. 45 minutes to 1 hour is ideal time for the walk time, and you get exercise as well as count the steps and cardio marketing. Home Life have some strategies called cardio marketing. Then how many steps you walk before the steps count come from the iPhone and everything. They was making and give the steps count for the cardio marketing method. That means you are doing the marketing plus it's good for your heart. Okay, what I can do, get the marketing material ready. Okay, when you make the marketing material, guys, again, put the right picture. Don't make the too much marketing materials the same color and same thing. The printer's guide might say, just print it out $10,000, 10,000 material, 10,000 with the lower cost. Don't do that. And based on the season, based on the pictures, based on the colors, different season, different colors. And if you make it more, that's going to be lying around in the houses and the car and give you depression that you don't do your work right. Just reasonably print and reasonably go for the newer version for 2,500 or 3,000 for every time, you know. And how many houses you're going to do? Select that one and based on your timing side. And 14 days and 21 days, I'm going to explain. Maybe the calendar you can see. These are the calendars what you're going to take. The regular calendars, I'm telling the old method. Not the new method. You can have your iPhone setup, reminder setup, and anything you can do for the site. But I'm telling you, that's a basic site. What you had to do, you had to start from Monday. You had to start from Monday to Friday. If you want to have only 5 days, for example, you want to do it only 5 days. You want to do it only 5 days. I line it up for you guys. If you want to do only 5 days, Monday to Friday. And what you had to do, you are going there. For example, I pick one street. Say your Rosebank, I'm picking Rosebank. You're going to park the car. You know where to go to park the car if you go 2 days. And taking the marketing material, and you, as a beginner, go there with in your hand and mark it out the Monday, which house you start, which house you are starting it. And your farming time only 40 minutes. Transportation 20 minutes, 40 minutes. The end of 40 minutes, you're going to write down house number 1, 2, how many houses you mark, how many complex you did, mark it out. Coming back, just forget. And the next day you're going there, you have the notes. Starting again back. You're going there 14 days. That means 2 weeks. 2 weeks you're going to do it. 2 weeks you're going to do it. And you know how many houses you covered. You can easily cover one from the 40 minutes. 40 minutes, you can do it. 2 minutes is maximum enough to go to one house and do it. You can try how many you want to do it and how many days you're going to pick. You can do that one. And after 14 days, what you're going to do? You're not going nowhere, different place. Going back to the same house again. That's the key part. And you already mark how many houses you did. And the 3rd week, 4th week, you may do faster, and you can bypass some houses faster. And certain houses, they may say, don't come in. You mark those kind of houses. Keep a note. When you go to the houses, if somebody come and talk to you, just mark right away which guy is interested. The guy who come and talk to you, I may sell it to the month of June. Okay, immediately you had to put that particular person in the database. You had to put the database, and you had to send the direct mailing for the particular guy. Are you ready to move? That works. Definitely works. This is called 14 days. And 25 days farming, yes, you can go. This month is really good to go. February and March is good to go 2 weeks. If you want to do more houses and you don't have much time, you want to go 3 weeks time, doesn't matter. In that case, go for 25 days farming. Then you are adding another 50% of the houses in the same area or different area. And you are delivering the flyers in that particular area. How many times you're going to deliver? Non-stop, guys. My side, non-stop. Once you start farming, years and years, you are going there. What we had to understand for the geographical farming is works. It works, but it's very slow. Again, I go for the Mike Ferry's term. If you are hungry, as a regular human, don't worry about the real estate, the regular one. If you are hungry or kids are hungry, you are in the jungle. What are you going to do? 2 methods you get. Go for hunting and kill animals and feed them right away. You want it. That's a hunting method. That's a different kind of method for the prospecting. Farming is one of the slow method. You dig the ground and regular farming. I'm talking about the river and swelling farming and the pronunciation. You are doing the regular farming and you putting the grass, you putting the seeds and everything. Wait, the vegetables come and grow the vegetables and doing it. That's slow, but same time over the period of time, that's a good method. Then go for hunting, right? Okay, this is the real estate industry also. You won't deal today and you won't deal 6 months time. What kind of method you had to use? You had to mix with all the methods. Farming is a method. You need to have a patience. You need to wait, and you have to continuously do the farming in one area and get you popular. And nobody else doesn't want to come. They had to think if this is your area. That's kind of feeling you had to get. And what else you had to do it after the farming? Most of the trainers all this time say cold calling and door knocking. Yes, that's true, but cold calling is death almost because of the cell phone and different phone companies, database, privacy issues and everything. Door knocking still works, but the pandemic comes and people doesn't want to open the door, and there are so many things are there. I'm not discouraging the door knocking. Door knocking is important, but more than that one, revolutionary farming, revolutionary method. After you put your name down, get the community involvement. Community involvement is most important these days. The way you can get the community involvement, if your kids go to the school, that area, okay, that area, for the sports club and different clubs. You can involve and you can sponsor some money and you can spread out your name and you can go there for the games time and stand there that particular area in a different way and spread your space out. The community already know your name, already know the face. In that case, you go there with your business cards and certain materials. That's going to be good. You can do that one. And the community barbecues. Toronto, our marketing style is different, but areas like isolated areas, what they're doing it, wine tasting, barbecues and everything, they are collecting the neighbors, Halloween parties, so many things you can do. Richard Robinson, one day I was in the meeting, he showed his agent, how many his agents are doing the Halloween parties and inviting the people. So after that, how many percentage they got the deals and those kind of statistics and everything. We had to get involved, guys. We had to get involved. We can't wait and say somebody going to knock the door and buy from us. Anything we do is going to help. Basically saying today's message, geographical farming material. How many days do you want to do the farming? 14 days farming or 21 days farming? What street you going to go? What street you going to do that one? And the door knocking side. Yes.
Sorry, Selva.
Yes.
Sorry, Selva, sorry to interrupt. So when you're farming, your 14 days, are you knocking on the door or are you just putting your marketing material on the door?
Aline, yes, there's a good question. That's my next step to do. Okay, that's good. You asked me the question. Yes, you are not going right away. You have to make them familiar your face first. When you go there and knock the door, before you go there, if you deliver, statistics is saying, I'm telling the statistics based on, if you ask me where you find it, but the trainers always say that one. At least you deliver the flyers 6 to 8 times that area. Then everybody get to know your face. You are a realtor. Takes at least 6 to 8 times you have to go to that area and delivering. That's the reason I said you had to go rather than hiring somebody and you had to go yourself. And to answer your question, do it for a few months at least. Before you go for a door knocking. And if you are starting now, you think the spring market is coming up, people's going to start to put the houses in April, May. In that case, after 3-4 times, at least 3-4 times go. But according to the trainer side, 6 to 8 times is better. But when you go for a door knocking, I have something else to show you. So again, home life make this one. Hope you guys can see this one. Maybe I'm not really sure you're saying upside down or not. That's called Home Life 5-star sweepstakes. Home Life 5-star sweepstakes. But if you buy that one, and what is that means is they're saying you are getting the free tickets, free sweep tickets, $10,000 of cash value. You are saying that one when you knock the door. I'm marketing this area. I have some free sweepstakes. You can fill out and send it out if you want to win $10,000 cash. We will every year we rotate this one. That's a real one. That's true. At least one person going to win. But what they do, when you print out this one, the company, what they do, 5-star sweepstakes company, you are paying the money and printing out this one. What they're going to do, whatever you print, there is a email address, their details, client details. One of the way to collect the database, client's address and email address and everything there. Next side. This is the stamp one. They're going to have sweep ticket only. They're going to put the stamp only. Used to be pre-printed stamp. That's they lost money. Then they put just a stamp. The clients who get, they put the stamp and they post this one. If they post this one, whatever the clients post, they keep it 1% on your behalf because they get bulk. At least 1% on your behalf, and the 99% of the sweepstakes card, they will mail it to you. In that case, you can collect the first name, last name, and the database from the particular street, as well as other thing. When you go and knock the door, many people get annoyed. You're going to ask them, you want to sell the house, buy a house. They will say, don't come in. Then what you have to understand, that's the next step to say, handling rejections are important. We are going to knock the door. They don't get any benefits. They feel like, oh, there's somebody coming to ask something, either donation or else changing the water tank, water heat or anything, or else they want to sell something. I am not invited to you. That's the mentality most of them have. Really, after pandemic, we don't want anybody go inside the houses. Still some people say pandemic is over, government regulation is over, but the mentality is still there. In this case, if you say I'm doing the market in this area, usually other term we ask, we come and check it out whether you are getting the flyers or not. Thanks for open the door and something like that. So we don't ask. We want to sell the house. The end part only we always say, if we are planning to move, please consider me. I'm in this neighborhood area agent. That's the end part, very silently. And the sweepstakes, if you go with the sweepstakes, you can tell them, I am marketing this area. I have a free sweepstakes. Just send it out. There's a chance to win, and you can say the sweepstakes company who was winning last year and who was winning before that one. You can get the statistics before you order it, and you will know as an evidence. You can tell them 10,000 for free of charges. You don't pay the money to buy this ticket. Only you put the stamp and send it out. That's it. In that case, you are giving something free to people. If you're giving something free, you have some values. They will respect your time. They will say thank you. Mostly you will get, even though they don't fill out and send out, thank you note. Okay. Some malls and everything. Free trip. What you saw it before, the time sharing peoples. What they did, time sharing peoples fill out free trips. World is changing. Nobody paying the money to go for trips. Get the free trips. Why? They want to sell the time share and collecting information. Something like that. At least we have something in our hand for the home life side. And door knocking is good. But today's standard door knocking is check it out which area you live and where we are. But at the same time, before you go door knocking, please, able to handle rejections. Don't get upset and don't spoil your day. You have to understand, I am going to ask them, if somebody said, don't come and knock the door again. Okay, sir. I know very close. I'm very close to one of the politician. He was telling me, if I knew this one before I come to politics, I should have to get so many listings, because the politicians go and knock the doors before the election, right? Okay, this works, guys. Be steady. Any kind of marketing, but I'm not telling everybody do the geographical marketing, the flyers delivery. Whatever is convenient to you. Whatever is convenient to you. Today's digital marketing is getting very famous, but I had to teach you for this one. Every day classes I had to teach you. That's the reason I picked today geographical marketing. I'm not discouraging. I'm not. If you don't like it, I'm not encouraging. If you believe I like to do the geographical market, I don't know. I don't have anybody in the database. First few years I'm going to do. Just go ahead and do it. And I'm going to check out the chat box. I have a few minutes. Whoever send me the chat box, I'm going to check it out. And if anybody have any questions, you can come out and talk to me too. Ruben sent me the message asking that are the foreign buyers exempted from buying cottages. The cottages coming under, as of my knowledge, Ruben, you specifically asked me one thing. I don't want to give you a random idea, but the cottages coming under the residential properties. Cottages not considering as a commercial property. Under the residential properties, maybe I can check the list, or you can go and check the list with the foreign buyers ban. What are the properties banned for the foreign buyers? You can check those one. In my answer to you, this the cottages come under the residential category. Even some people are buying the cottage and living there permanently for the cottages. One, they cheaper cost, and when they get certain age and they feel like different area, they don't want too many people. They like the animals and birds there than the humans. And answer your question. As for my knowledge, at this moment, not 100% answer. Foreign buyers cannot buy the cottages that's coming under the residential. If you find anything new other than what I am saying, please bring it to me. Then we can discuss. And Joseph sending the message, can you please explain a little bit about the PREC taxation period and tax payments? Okay, this tax time, I was thinking that one to talk about the tax part. Maybe I can do other day for you guys. Okay, he asked me about the PREC. I hope the members, whoever is here, you guys know what this PREC mean. Personal Real Estate Corporation. Since 2020 October, the Personal Real Estate Corporation implemented by the Ontario government. That's been whenever you have the income, you can get the income either your personal name. If you get the personal name, what's happening? You are under the personal business. Your business name is your name. Your HSC number is a business HSC number for the real estate under your name. You don't have any special registration. If we are going into the corporation side, Ontario government allow the personal real estate corporation is a special corporation. You had to have a special clauses. I'm dealing every week basis. Some agents they go and register themselves as a Canada Corp and go to somebody and say I want to register the corporation without discussing the office or without checking the RICO website. Even yesterday I was handling one of the agent. He registered himself as a Canada Corp, and that doesn't allow. That's a PRC corporation. They have a special clauses. Only one director, and if you have any shareholders, what kind of shareholders you're going to put? Husband, wife going to be a 10% shareholders, and what kind of shares you issue? There are a lot of things is involved. Talk to your accountant and get to know more than that one. Here the question is taxation period. Yes, taxation period is a very good question, Joseph. Personal tax, Government of Canada, everybody taxation period, January 1st to December 31st. Whatever the year end, December 31st, you had to file the tax by April 30th. In case the April 30th falling on the holiday, can come May 1st. Everybody has to file. If you file it on time only, your benefits is guaranteed. Pensioners must file on time. Child tax benefit you want to receive, there are some grace period is there for the child tax benefit. If you are a business guy, you have to file it in the June 15 in order to get everything, every benefit on time. Yes, I don't want to go to the small business people. Regular people have a T4 income, and pensioners, government benefits, the income tax return called income tax and benefit returns. If you read the word for the regular T1 general, income tax and benefit, all the benefits you can get, trillium benefit, climate changes, climate benefit, and child tax benefit, GST benefit, anything come from the benefit side. The question, direct question is, what is the period? Period January to December period. You filing deadline April 30th. And the corporation is different. The very first time you can set up the corporation length is maximum you can go 371 days. 365 days is a year, but they're giving another 6 days for the grace time. If somebody reaches the corporation December 28, instead of December 28, you can go January 1st, something like that. They're giving another 6 days as a grace time, and you can set up the very first time. Once you set up the very first time, you cannot change it. In that case, corporation year end, whatever the year end you do, you can do it. HST year end, you can request based on the corporation. When you reach the corporation, I always advise our agent, HST year end, go same as the corporate year end. You cost the less accounting cost. We can do just one calculation for the HST as well as the corporation. Then if some people charge the taxes different cost for the HST, different cost for the corporations. In that case, keep the year end as same as corporate year end and GST year end. Again, Joseph, answer your question. PRC corporation, you can set any year end very first time whenever you file. All right, that's all, guys. Okay, another question come up from Amoeba. Is it N11 form? Okay, Amoeba. Yes, we have some discussion this morning, Amoeba. Okay, there are the tenants. If you want to give the notice, N stand for notice. You can Google it and see what is mean for N4 notice, N11 notice, N12 notice. Basically, over my head, N4 notice, non-payment of the rent. N11 notice, we have mutual understanding by tenants and the landlord mutually agreed and leaving for N11. And the buyer going to move in the house of the seller's house, or the seller want to move in the rented property. Seller, not seller. Owner want to move in the seller rented property. That's N12 forms. There are here. That today we talk about N11 form. Yes, for N11 form. N11 form is a mutual understanding form. Mutual understanding. Buyer and seller agrees to leave the property without any reason. Okay, that's called N11 form.
Thank you, sir.
And after that, yes. Any question, anybody? Thank you so much. Today class is finishing. I'm going to move, guys. I'm going to move this session instead of Saturdays. I'm going to move to Wednesdays. I'm going to move to Wednesdays for the coming 2 months only. I like to have it in the weekends. I may need to move for the last year. What I did, I paid Goba Menon for the March and April to pay the money for each class is $500, $600. And move those one, but doesn't work out. Not many, because he also became a salesperson right now. And I'm going to do myself. I may going to choose it as a 6:30 Wednesday evenings, 6:30 Wednesday evening for this class until a few months. I'm going to use it. I may, if I get the time again, I can do the special classes on Saturdays. If I find some lawyers or without myself, Kannan and Rishani and different peoples can do that. But my training going to be basic Wednesdays. I will inform you guys which Wednesday I'm starting. Maybe I may start with the next week coming Wednesday or the following time. I'll inform you guys. The Wednesday evening is going to be my training going to be for a while, not forever, for a while. Sorry for the inconvenience if you guys already planned something on those days, and Saturdays you already have a habit for Saturdays. Sorry about that. And okay, that's all for today. And either we can meet coming Wednesday or Saturday. We will send a message for you guys. Okay, go and sell the houses. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Silvana.
Okay. Thanks for the questions, Mahesh again.
Thank you.
Mohan, Mahesh, you guys did the good questions. Thank you.
Hmm?